Week 9 in the books, Texas bounces back on the road against Vanderbilt, picking up the win in Nashville by a score of 27-24. I had the pleasure of attending this game, and it was a lot of fun. Nashville is a wonderful city. They were gracious hosts, and it was an amazing place to see so many Texas Longhorns. I have never seen so many Texas fans outside of the state of Texas. It was truly a Texas takeover in Nashville on Saturday. Being at the game in person, I can say that the crowd was easily 65% Longhorns fans. And the fans did a superb job of cheering Texas on throughout the game. Offensively, Texas had a much better performance, totaling almost 400 yards of offense on the day. Quinn Ewers threw 2 interceptions, though those came off of tipped passes. And overall, he looked much more comfortable in the pocket compared to the previous 2 weeks. The running game was solid. Trey Wisner averaging over 4 yards per carry. The offense as a whole still a little bit sputtering here and there, but again, much improved over the previous week at home against Georgia. And I have to give a lot of credit to Vanderbilt in this game. The Commodores are truly a good football team. Now, there are a few Texas fans who are wondering why the margin of victory wasn't larger. There were certainly a few questionable calls that took points off the board. But I think the greater response to that question is, this is the SEC. We are in the SEC grind. And that means that week in and week out, anyone can beat anyone else. So your performance won't always be the best. There are going to be weeks that are much more challenging than others. The bottom line, though, is you go and you get the win, and that's what Texas did. So the Longhorns moved to 7-1 on the season. They are now 3-1 in SEC play. They are certainly in contention still for a trip to Atlanta for the SEC title game. And speaking of the SEC title game, the team that has taken the pole position in the Southeastern Conference is none other than Texas A&M, who had an impressive win Saturday night in College Station over LSU. Texas A&M also sitting at 7-1, but they are 5-0 in the SEC, the only undefeated team in Southeastern Conference play. So A&M is in the pole position right now. They have inside track to get to that SEC title game in Atlanta, especially when you take a look at their schedule that is remaining. They are on the road next week at South Carolina. They follow that up with a home game against New Mexico State. Then they're on the road again versus Auburn, and the Aggies wrap up the season hosting arch rival Texas in College Station. So you have to figure the Aggies should win the next 3 games fairly handily, and that leaves the Lone Star Showdown in College Station after Thanksgiving. If A&M wins out, they have won their spot in the SEC title game, most likely against Georgia. Finally, Alabama back to its winning ways with a dominant 34-0 win over Missouri in Tuscaloosa. Bama looked great in all phases of the game, and I think this will probably quiet the critics of Coach Kalen DeBoer at least for a week or two. I say at least for a week or two because next week Bama goes on the road to face LSU, which should be an instant classic. Overall, an outstanding Week 9 in college football. I think we are in for an exciting home stretch as we enter the 4th quarter of the 2024 season. This is Kevin saying hook 'em horns. Stay tuned for the SEC Power Rankings for Week 10. God bless you, and I'll see you next week.